This is Calabucas with Think Future. Now, there's one interesting thing that I've read over the last little while talking about congruency. And what congruency is when you feel like you have to act the same way you've always acted, or in the way that you've always acted in like yourself as it is. And congruency also has to do with matching your words to your deeds and things like that. I mean, one of the things about human beings is that we usually have issues being incongruent. We like being congruent, right? So if I say to you, I'm going to be there at 8 a.m. for an appointment, and if I'm not going to be there at 8 a.m. for the appointment, usually I feel bad about not being in there at 8 a.m. for the appointment. Now, there's other people out there who don't do that at all. You know, they tell you a time and they don't show up. But I think most people, they feel that they want to be congruent, right? So that they say something and then they do what they say and they follow the rules that they have for themselves. This is being congruent. So you say one thing, you do the same thing. You say one thing, you do something. And you're not being hypocritical. You're not saying one thing and doing another. You're saying one thing and you're doing that thing, right? So most human beings want to feel congruent, that they're always the way they were, or they're acting the way they are. It's kind of like being part of being as a human being. Like, what is my special uniqueness that makes me who I am, right? This drive to be me. Have you ever had that happen to you where you're saying to yourself, oh, you know what, going to that meetup or going to that networking event, that's just not me. I'm kind of an introvert and I don't like talking to people, so that's not me. That's not something I would normally do. So we have this intense desire to maintain being ourselves. Now, in this intense desire to maintain being ourselves, we just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. The same thing that we do over and over again that may or may not help us, may or may not help us get towards our goals. And sometimes we need to be incongruent with the direction that we went in before. Sometimes we need to go off in a completely different direction from where we were in order to get to where we want to be. It's kind of like getting out of your comfort zone, right? I mean, everyone has said that a lot of times one of the reasons why people are not successful is because they're not getting out of their comfort zone, which of course may or may not be a lie, because it all depends on a lot of factors. It could have to do with luck. It has to do with position. You're like where you are, the right place, right time, all those things. But I think if you've been seeing a progression of doing the same thing over and over again and being who you are, then maybe you should try doing something different. Maybe if the direction that you're going in isn't the right direction, maybe it's time to be a little incongruent. Don't follow what you did before and do something different. Now, I'm not going to say that this is going to help you succeed immediately or help you succeed at all. Who knows? It may or may not happen. But it's always the same, isn't it? If you do the same thing that you've always done, you're going to get more or less the same results you always have. But that's not necessarily the case, because every moment is its own reality. So you may just continue doing what you're doing and get to where you want to be. Or if you go on another track, you may get there faster. So basically what I'm trying to say is, don't be afraid of doing something different. Stop being worried about changing the way you act, the way you are, who you are, because who knows, maybe that other way of doing it will get you to your goals faster.